So sometimes we experience what society calls failure. I personally do not believe in the concept of failure, but for the sake of this video, so that we can understand each other, I'm just going to go with what society deems as failure, as when you don't live up to something, when you don't get the thing that you want, when you go after something and it doesn't work out, whatever. So that's where perception comes in. You can either choose to look at this failure as something that can make or break you. And that also comes in, the importance of that is your role as a creator. Are you going to let it make or break you? So it's comfortable. And I find that a lot of people create a victim identity for themselves when it comes to failure. Oh, I'm not good enough and I can't do this. And I tried and it didn't work, so it's not meant to be. Or I'm just going to give up. And if you ask them who they are without this victim identity, they might not know how to even answer, because khalas, it's just so comfortable to assign this victim label and they just don't know who they are without it. But I find that while most people think the thing that they are most afraid of is failure, actually most people are afraid of success. Because failure is easy, being a victim is easy. But what happens when you actually succeed at something? When you maybe outgrow people, or you outgrow living situations, or you outgrow who you thought you were, and you allowed yourself to become this thing that you were put on this planet to be. That is scarier. That's a responsibility, and that's an accountability. And I want to emphasize and put 3 lines under the word accountability. Because remember how I said you are a creator, so you can create the good things and you create the not so good things, or what society deems as failures, right? So one way that you can allow it to make you instead of break you is by asking yourself a simple question. What is this seemingly negative situation teaching me? What am I learning from this failure? Am I learning how to be more self-compassionate? Am I learning how to be resilient? Am I learning? And let me tell you something. This whole what doesn't kill you, kills you, makes you stronger, it's BS, right? You don't have to learn things the hard way. It doesn't all have to be failure and hit rock bottom and then build yourself up again. No. There are easier ways to learn. So take the lessons and take the learnings and realize that if you can take accountability for yourself, for the situation without blaming yourself, then it cannot be a failure if it led to your personal reservoir or armory of how to handle life better. So every time you find yourself knocked down, realize that it does make you stronger, but you don't have to keep repeating that pattern. Just take the learning and that's it. Move on. Another piece of advice that I want to give you is go read any book about someone that you look up to, an autobiography or whatever. You will not hear of a single leader or CEO of these aspirational people who just had it so easy and started their lives and they were successful at their first try. It doesn't work that way, because sometimes you need to know what doesn't work in order to understand what does work. And the only way to do that is sometimes through failure. So when we fail, we can learn and we can change the dynamic, change the formula, change the ingredients, and try again in a different way. But since we're on the subject, find someone to be your mentor. Find someone in the field that you're passionate about. Learn everything you can about them. Because like I said, you don't have to always go through things the hard way yourself. Sometimes you can learn from other people's mistakes. You can learn from what other people have gone through, and it's going to help you too. So understand this. Perception is key. How you choose to perceive failure is what's going to make or break it. And it's in your power to learn from a situation and move on, or choose to let it destroy you. It's all in your hands.